No matter what people want you to believe, don't ever turn back on your dreams. It's all in your head.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to 3 Degrees of Love Divination. If you're just joining me, my name is Alana, and thank you for stopping by to check out my channel. As my field is in social work and my experience, professional experience in social work, and as a mental health advocate, I like to talk about the tools and talk about learning and the things that aid in healing and love. Universal love of self, love of your family, as well as love as for everything that exists within our world. And especially other people, right? So anyways, so with that being said, if you are enjoying my content, please, I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below and let me know how you enjoy my content, and in what other ways that you would like to see me present some of these things to you. So with all of that, I figured, so as I've mentioned in a previous video, actually my last video, I did go over the newly acquired deck that's by Murphy Pines, and that's the I'm Here 50 card deck and guidebook. And then of course, because I backed the Kickstarter, it also came with this exclusive This Is Me, Tell the Story of You additional card deck. So anyways, I have been enjoying working with both of them, along with the other decks that I had been using. I have since put away two. I have put away the Disorder Tarot of Innocence, and the This Might Hurt Tarot by Isabella Robin. So why I kind of wanted to come on and jump on quick is really to show you the book that's underneath here. And it's just funny because as I've been working with I'm Here Oracle, I happened to look over, because I had this book in my possession for a while. It was something I got for free, for an order. Well, not but I got it as an order. I know I say there a lot. It's like my inevitable if you will. Anyways, yeah, so I had gotten this free, and then what happened was I happened to look over it, and as I'm working with I'm Here, I'm like, wait a second, why do these characters look like they look similar? Like, it just, I don't know, it just feels like this would be like a companion book, but not really, because not to say that you can't use this deck that way, but I want to say that not really speaking on behalf of the creator necessarily, but that the intention for the I'm Here was really to get in touch with for adults, the inner child, right? But here's the side thing that I guess is just dawning on me. I've so part of why I wanted to jump on and show you both of these together was because I feel like this deck I'm here is like the adult companion book to maybe this deck, this self-compassion workbook for kids. So now, as you know, when we talk about the idea of doing inner child work, you know, shadow work and stuff, if you will, you know, to me, it's like, well, okay, so the adult population, right? We've all been kids at some point in time in our lives. And for those that have children, right? This is a book here that is, and as it says on the front cover, an instant help book for parents and kids. Learn to make friends with yourself. The Self-Compassion Workbook for Kids. Fun mindfulness activities to build emotional strength and make kindness your superpower. And this is by Lorraine M. Hobbs and Amy C. Ballantyne. And I guess the foreword is written by Kristen Neff. Now, I've been flipping through this book, and it reminds me a lot of the Reclaim journal by Marianne Costentin, and I know that as far as I know, there isn't any plans to have that book or that journal sort of reprinted, but I know that, you know, from what I've been seeing, there's a trend now of a lot of these sort of journal prompting type books. And I would say that they've kind of been around for a while, because I do remember, you know, like there's been journal, I think, what's that one called? Destroy This Journal. And that has been around for years, as far as I know. Now, you know, and again, talking about mental health, and, you know, we're in a global mental health crisis, you know, all of these things, you know, especially when, you know, services isn't, you know, to aid in the healing and mental health. You know, I always lead with therapy. I always will say that, you know, and everything else that I talk about and show you, you know, in regards to books and decks, you know, all of that is what I would consider sort of supplementary aids, if you will. But, you know, but at the same time can be useful and helpful, you know, when there are issues that need to be confronted and worked through, and maybe, you know, therapy isn't something that is accessible. Well, you know, what are some of the alternatives? So, or in the meantime, if you will. So so with that being said, you know, this is why I you know, I want to and enjoy discussing, you know, these things, and these tools, and exploring that, you know, with you guys. So, yeah. So anyway, this is, like I said, this is a book that I got for free, and it was when I had placed an order for something, and I happened to get this, and so, and it kind of reminds me of, you know, some other really cool ones that I know I've seen on, you know, various creators YouTube channels, like, for example, my friend Priscilla from A Life Full of Simplicity, you know, as her being a ambassador for Running Press and Hay House, you know, she gets a lot of these things for review. So, and these types of things for review often. And I really do enjoy her content, and seeing her go through it. So anyways, and another really great person that I really do enjoy watching is Stephanie from Lumera Star. It's funny because I was just talking, I messaged her today, because I reached out to her because her latest I guess on unboxing / review video, there was a deck that I believe is by Hay House called Inner Child Oracle, and she pulled a card from there, and something about the message resonated with me, deeply, and I wanted to, to share that with her and talk about why, if you will, and she was very welcoming and open to that, and I absolutely love her for that. So anyways, yeah, so of course we have the content. There's, chapter 1, learning to be kind to yourself. Chapter 2, paying attention in a new way. Chapter 3, growing kindness. And chapter 4, compassion is your superpower. And of course, within each chapter there are several different activities, as you can see, and there's, okay, so we have chapter 4, then we have chapter 5, your inner bully meets your superhero. And this is really cool because this again, but from a, sort of written in, geared towards children, if you will, reminds me a lot of what I've been talking about in regards to the course that I've been, this program that I've been taking called the Positive Intelligence. And, I have mentioned that in the video, and it, talks about saboteurs and sage, and the difference between the sage and the saboteurs. And so this reminds me a lot of that, right? Anyhow, so chapter 6, what matters most to you, how to tame your inner dragon. Chapter 8, gratitude makes you happy. And then, of course, we have our forward, a letter to parents and professionals, and then, one directed straight for, who this book is actually geared for, But like I said, I think that this is like a, would be a great companion for both, children and adults, if you will. I mean, I wouldn't mind using this for myself even, but, will I? Well, if you know me, you know that I don't like to destroy books, so I would not be writing necessarily in it. I would probably just grab a junk journal and, sort of do it that way. But of course, all the activities are simplified and are really much, are more so geared towards children, right? And of course, there are a lot of resources for adults who are trying to connect with their inner child and heal their inner child. But and this kind of reminds me too of a book that I reviewed last year. Oh my gosh, what was the writer's name? He's a teacher and he's from Toronto, and for some reason I'm drawing a blank, but I've put it up on the screen. And he had the self-care Sundays, something IMHOTEP. I don't know why it's just not coming to me, but of course I will put it up on the screen. And I did do an interview with its creator, and I do remember his slogan is "Stay Elevated." So, oh gosh, why can't I remember his name now? Anyways, that's gonna bother me, and I know I'm gonna put it in editing, but it's driving me nuts that I'm suddenly drawing a blank. But anyways, all this sort of wellness things, and I remember in that video last year, in honor to, it was a Black History Month. He is a Black Canadian author and teacher, and all around educator, and it was such a joy talking to him. But as we were talking about healing and stuff, I do remember we talking about what inspired him to create those books. And it was his children, and the idea of wellness for children. We as adults, especially, those living in these times, there's many of us that, may suffer from, childhood trauma, have a lot of inner child woundings that need healing, right? But with that being said, and moving forward, for the next generation, you want to give the future generation a chance to build a healthy foundation rather than having to go back and repair, right? I mean, that's always a good thing too, healing. And you can't, living in this world with everything that is going on, and when we interact with one another, nothing is ever going to be perfect. But, what we can do to strive for the best for ourselves and each other, why wouldn't we want to do that, right? So, so in here, there's activities for, breathing, talking about, could I use some self-compassion? So we have like a questionnaire, soothing touch, 3 steps to self-compassion, so a lot of interactive activities within the book, as you can see. And so we have training your puppy mind, right? Activity 16. So it talks about, you may have already noticed that focusing your attention can be challenging. Sometimes your puppy mind is very busy and needs help settling down. And so to me, that really speaks to a lot of, of those that I know that, that suffer from anxiety, ADHD, having trouble focusing, your brain, especially for those who are really neurodivergent, right? Concentration and being able to stay on task for long periods of time can be challenging. And so, and actually there was a online seminar that I attended today, actually, that was, I think it was in partnership with CAMH, and it was talking about neurodiversity and mindfulness. Right? Because and how, how the traditional aspect of mindfulness may not always apply to those who are neurodivergent, right? And so looking at alternative ways for, to engage in that, that is going to be helpful and useful, you know, to someone with a hyperactive brain function, if you will. So, you know, it was really, like I said, it was really because as I, again, looking at the I'm Here Oracle and how the character is drawn, and actually even with the okay, maybe not that card specifically, but even the Reclaim Oracle, some of the way that okay, I'll just use the guidebook because I can't find a card. But even, you see, even just how the character is drawn here, it kind of just reminds me a little bit like they're similar in their illustration, right? Translucent beings, if you will, you know, and then the sort of dotted kind of lines, if you will. So I really like that. Yeah, like, you know, colorless beings, translucent, if you will. And I like how they sort of, you know, coincide. So it's like, here's a book for working with your kids. And in the meantime, as a parent, here is a deck that you can work with to heal your inner child so that you can better support your own children and so on and so forth. Right? So, yeah. I will have everything, of course, linked down below. But I just wanted to quickly jump on and talk about that because, like I said, it just seemed to be really cool. Here, breathe, busy mind, restless body, enjoy breath, anchor attention to this moment, here and now, easy flowing breath. Yeah, so I am looking forward to, you know, as I can, you know, wrap up working with these decks. I do have hopefully for next week, and I will be showing you what I'm hoping to be working with, you know, considering this is still the month of February and it is Black History Month, you know, Valentine's Day just passed. And of course, if you haven't seen the videos that I did in and around that time surrounding love and grief and healing, you know, I encourage you to check those out. And, you know, like I said before, if you haven't already done so, and you are enjoying my content, you know, please let me know, you know, what you like and what, you know, you would hope to see more of. And, you know, as I continue to grow this channel, and, you know, to be able to post more regularly for you guys, you know, I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be, you know, in this moment. And I'm as such, and as I continue to grow and, you know, go through the aspects of healing for myself, you know, and as I attend to my own mental wellness, you know, I hope that you would be able to, you know, be able to join me in doing so too for you know, for yourself, so we can better support one another. As I always say, I am love, so are you. And always live, listen, and learn. Don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other. And until I see you next time, I love you. Bye.
Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. Gotta love, gotta love, gotta love one another. No matter what people want.